And then the process, and then of course the products. The process will refer to how we're facilitating activities with our students. As I said, it's a combination of using several platforms. It's ensuring already that we're not going to make use of textbooks, but we're going to make use of self-instructional materials. And what we do is to make use of learning modules in interactive multimedia presentation. That's the process. And to not always think that when we engage with our students that it should be within a certain period of time, because that's not anymore is the case. We do engage with our students even beyond our office hours, okay? So that is why there is a need for us to really think of ways on how to provide the best services for our students. In terms of products, yun nga, okay? Especially with the limitations right now. There are products or there are outputs or there are tasks, performances that we've been letting our students do, okay, in the past in the residential mode of instruction, which not anymore applicable. So let us think of a performance or a product or a tasks that will still allow our students to demonstrate the learning outcomes, okay? But it should be doable within the modalities that we are using with our students. Like if it's online, what is that product that can be evaluated, that can be demonstrated virtually? So it will involve our use of digital and non-digital technologies, sophisticated and not sophisticated technologies. But I think, okay, for the graduate school, if it's not naman health sciences program, na hindi naman kailangan yung mga sobrang mga ano ba yun, applications na kailangan talagang mag-invest ang institution at saka ang mga estudyante. And that's also the reason why we are, of course, conducting limited face-to-face. And nauna, sa Joint Memorandum Circular, GMC 001, hindi po ba, ng CHED, na unahin talaga for the limited face-to-face ang ating mga health sciences programs. Because we have a lot of activities and we have a lot of learning outcomes that's very difficult to evaluate, okay, if we do not have all this sophisticated technology that will capture the demonstration of our students of the outcomes, okay, in the hospital, yung mga ganun. Kaya yun yung challenge talaga. So I'm just really very happy also that we already have our new GMC 004, allowing also the other programs in the university to conduct their activities through the so-called limited face-to-face. Okay, so that's actually is the essence of all of this, because you cannot think of a strategy without considering all of these frameworks or all of these advisories. We do not just employ anything without also reading and knowing what our what CHED is asking us to do, what PAASCO, for example, is asking us to do, or what YASEYAP, the PCSS, you know that, is asking us to do to continue providing the so-called quality Catholic education. Because by conscience, alam natin na kailangan talaga natin gawin yan to give justice also to the tuition fees of our students, still believing, okay, in our capacity to deliver, still believing that even if yung pera nila na sobrang pinaghirapan nila, inutang, ay ibabayad sa ating university, ay mabibigyan natin ng hustisya. We're just glad that in our university in SLU, akala nga namin magdi-decrease ang aming enrollment, pero sabi namin, salamat talaga sa Diyos dahil naniniwala ang mga magulang at ang mga estudyante na kahit na pinaghihirapan na talaga nila, especially during our immediate migration, nung panahon ng mga ACQ, yung mga ganyan, nandyan pa rin naman ang mga estudyante nag-i-enroll. So, kailangan lang ng adjustment sa fees. I'm just quite familiar with all of this because being the dean nga, I know, alam niyo po ba na talagang one of the platforms that we're using is to call them. Kasi nga, kung itutuloy ba nila dahil naka-reserve status, hindi officially enrolled, bakit nga po ba hindi pa kayo officially enrolled? Yung mga ganon. Even in our graduate school, yung staff, yung dean, kailangan nilang matrack talaga ano na ang nangyayari sa mga estudyante so that they will feel good na we care for them, and we do understand what they're going through. Okay, so our migration to flexible learning actually allowed us to provide the delivery of our courses, mixing different learning modalities. So that's the so-called blended learning. So in the health programs, what you're doing is actually to do a lot of blending. So you're mixing limited face-to-face with online learning and maybe distance learning, like giving them some modules. In our university for nursing, for medtech, yung aming tatlong nasa graduate school, okay? Ang graduate school namin purely online siya, okay? Combining synchronous, asynchronous. Yung aming School of Law, online din siya na pure kasi kailangan nga na ang kanilang mga recitation daw nakikita nila. So one of the strategies that they do in the School of Law for assessment purposes, para lang hindi ko makalimutan, baka makalimutan ko mamayang hapon. Mamayang hapon po yung discussion natin sa sa assessment. Pero isa sa mga ginagawa ng ating mga law professors, our judges, and I heard that from one of our training participants na judge, yung distance ng mga estudyante doon sa ating, halimbawa, participating in a Zoom class, dapat ang kamay nila ay kitang-kita, okay, na walang hinahawakang iba kapag graded recitation. And at the same time, yung mata nila, okay, tutok na tutok sa camera. At walang, hindi pwedeng yung mga mata nila ay fleeting na merong nakikita sa tabi, okay, dito, okay, sa taas. Yung, malalaman mo naman kung yung mata ng estudyante. But of course, accommodation for differentiated instruction may happen to those who have problems sa mata, di ba? So ganun po yung yung technique na ginagawa nila to ensure that it really is the student, okay, sharing and the thoughts and so on. So yung professor din naman talaga, kailangan binabantayan niya na yung estudyante nga ay siyang nagre-recite, walang ibang tinitingnan. So these are some of the things that we need to accept. Into trust, okay? Mahirap din naman yung lagi tayong nagda-doubt na siya ba talaga? Well, of course, it will be God who will be bless everybody who is honest. Ganun na lang, okay? But of course, the strategies should really be applied. Okay, so with all of these learning modalities that we are using, it's good to hear from people, and I'm just really very fortunate that I've been hearing a lot of sharing from a lot of people from different programs as to how they do things, so that continuity of learning will happen. And again, as I said, the delivery of quality education will still be happening. So distance learning is actually a modality that we are all aware about, that there is this physical separation between the teacher and the learner. And because of that physical separation, that's also defining the strategies that we need to use. Okay? So that's an important factor to remember. You are physically separated from your students. So let us change our mindset, our expectations, because that particular variable is the defining variable of the strategies that we are to use in our classes.